Welcome back, beautiful beings. Today I'm going to do hopefully a spring journal cover. That's what I'm aiming for, and I'm sure this fabric looks like spring. But first, we're going to line this up. And it don't even look even. Alright, see how I have this straight and that's past it? So we're going to just trim that much off. There. Let's get our cutter. Again, if you don't have a cutter, you can just use a ruler. Try this again. Alright, now it's lined up. Now it's lined up, beautiful beings. We're going to take our puncher after we get that nice lined up. It's way easier off camera. It's way easier off camera, beautiful beings. I'm going to put this in the middle. I'm going to punch. Voila. That part's done. Now I have this material I'm going to put down from Joann's. Comes in a bundle. This is what I'm using. And I have enough to do, as you can see, it's folded over. I have enough to do the front and the inside, so that's what I'm going to do. I've never done it this way before, but I already frayed them. And I wanted to show you what I don't even have a piece of fabric to show you. They're all cut off. Did I leave one of these for you? I frayed all these because it looks like this. Okay, but I frayed it. I thought I left one to show you. And this does make a huge mess when you fray it. Just so you know. And I thought I left one, but I did not. I thought I left an end piece to show you, but I didn't. But anyway, it looks like it's just got the, what do you call them, scallops up there. Okay, and I frayed it, but you can still see the scallops. Okay, but I frayed it because I like the fray look. Alright, so what we're going to do first is we're going to cut all these, the front and the back. And I was thinking in the middle, in the inside of the journal, we'll do a different pattern. Okay? So I'm going to set those aside and get these all cut up lengthwise. Now, I have to find the ends that we cut. And frame. You know what? I think we're gonna have to cut them again, so I'm not gonna. Well, I want them all the same length, and this is enough because I'm gonna wrap them down here on the bottom. Is this upside down? Yes. I'm gonna wrap just a little bit around on the bottom, like this, and then on the top I'm gonna do the same thing. But I do want them all the same length so it don't look wonky. So I'm gonna put these on the top of each other and make sure they're lined up good. I think this is going to look really, really beautiful when I'm done with it. I've never done this before, so I thought I'd do it first time with you, beautiful beings. Alright, now all we got to do is fray it. Each end, well, just the one end, I guess. but this does, it's more the longer strips that make the big mess. There we go. Now if I can remember how I had it, beautiful beings. I think I wanted this on the bottom. Remember, right? Let me see. Make sure they're all going the right way. Which way is the box going? It's right side up. That way I don't get confused when I flip it. And I think I wanted that under this a little bit. And I think I wanted this in the middle. No, I didn't. I wanted the birds in the middle because I want the birds. I think beautiful beings. No, I wanted that in the middle, I think. I don't know. Now I'm totally confused. No, I want this up here. And then it's down here. And that one in the middle, so I could tuck this one over. There. And that's how I want it. So now I'm going to start gluing. Okay, beautiful beings? I'm going to start at the bottom. Here I'm going to put these the way I want them. Set them at the top, out of the way. I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to use Elena's. Don't worry, I'm not getting the stick out to get the 3-in-1 out. But I'm just going to use a little bit, okay? Because this will seep through the fabric. So we just want a little bit, okay? And we mostly want it on the edges. We don't need that much because I'm gonna end up sewing around the edges. I'm not sure about sewing it through, like each piece. I don't know if that'd look good or not. So I'm just gonna do this, just enough, a little bit, to get it glued down. Okay. And I'm not gonna tighten it because of our spine, okay? So we're not tightening it. And I just want a little bit. I wanna make sure it's even. And I got like maybe a ½ inch, but it's gotta be even hanging off. Let me show you. See? So I can flip that up. I should have done more, I think. Sorry, beautiful beings. Huh. All right, let's do a little bit more. Let's just go down a little bit more and flip it. See if that's right. So I have just a little bit more to fold up. I think that's good. Now, I'm gonna do this to the seams. So we'll glue it down nicely. I think I'm gonna leave that for now. Flip them all together so I can trim them. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. It's kind of a big one. All right, now we're gonna glue this one down. And I was thinking, yeah, I want that underneath this one. I want it underneath beautiful beings because the roses will be cut off. That's another reason why you want to just use Elena's, because it doesn't get tacky until later. I think I just wanted to make sure the roses show. I don't think until I get to the birds that I want the birds on top because they're on the edge of the other fabric. Just put a little bit of glue. And then I'm gonna line this up over here with this one. And I want it underneath there a little bit. So I'm gonna push it down to where the glue starts that I put down. And then I'm gonna flatten it. Then I'm just gonna take a little glue and put it on here because I'm not sure if I want to sew across here or not. I don't know how that'd look. I should make one sewed across and one not. I could do this again. Seeing this is a new idea. And that way you can see which way you like better. I'm gonna make sure that fabric's down before we start pushing it down. Spread it out. And if you notice, I made sure the glue didn't get on the fringe, okay? Because then the fringe won't look, I don't think it looks good when it's glued down. I like it like that, okay? So I'm gonna give you a close-up of that, okay? And you are gonna have a little lump in the fabric, that's okay. And then we'll continue. Now what was the next piece? I think it was this. Because these pieces are kind of alike, so I want to put this up top. I want it far away from it. Aren't you glad I show you how to do this? So if you do it, you don't screw it up. Look at that. Cardboard's coming up too. All right, so I just want, we're gonna put this down. So that way when you do it, I'm gonna put more glue down there so that holds that down. And we're just gonna put a little bit on the edge here. Okay, beautiful beings. So we're just gonna glue this. So if you have this fabric and you've been thinking of a different way to use it, here you go, beautiful beings. Right, this gotta go down just to the glue, and then that'll be perfect. Make sure it's straight. Sure I cover the glue. I gotta sit down to see. Alright, I think that's good, just like that. Now I'm gonna put just a little glue right here where we're gonna cover it. That is perfect because they're overlapping a little bit. I'm going to do this, flatten it down. Right, that's perfect. Make sure you got a full view, and you do. Now we're going to flip it over. And then I kind of want all these the same length. So I'm going to do a little trimming to the ones that are shorter. Just a little trimming. Hopefully, and cut them straight. I mean, they're going to be tucked in, it don't really matter, but. All right, these are all good. They're all the same length. All right, so let's, how should we do this? Let's see, let's bend this over. Let's see how we bend that down. I guess it don't matter because it's not going to show, but the bigger ones might. And I'm doing the sides first, beautiful beings. We're doing the side first, and I'm putting it right against the rim. Okay, right against it. And then we're just going to fold it over. Okay, beautiful beings, I washed my hands because I was getting dry glue on them. Here, all we're going to do is put a little glue all the way right against the end. Right against the edge, beautiful things. Okay. Again, we're just covering this. But if you're not covering it and you're putting paper on the inside, then make sure that's a nice looking fold on the corners. Okay, beautiful things. And I'm gonna need a little bit glue on this corner, there on the top, and fold up. I might even tuck that in a little bit. Alright. Just getting the glue off my hands. And we're gonna make sure everything is nice and glued down before we add the other layer. Make sure you got all the glue off your hands so you don't get dry glue on it. And I'm gonna have to wash my hands again. And I got it the right way because I can tell by the birdie birds. And I gotta wash my hands again, so hold on. Okay, now we gotta plan the inside because I don't want it to be the same. I want the birdie birds in the middle. Just gonna check that one more time. Make sure it's glued down nicely so we don't have any lumps. Right, I want the birdie birds in the middle. This one is going to be a little trickier. This end's not frayed, and I have to fray it because this is going to be showing. So I'm just fraying it a little bit. And then I'm going to have to fray the other side. But I want these in the middle. So I'm going to bring the fray in. Okay. So the fray is going to be inside. That, okay, just like that. And I need to cut that end, so I'm going to set that there so it don't move. And I'm going to cut this right inside. Make sure it's straight. Alright, that's a little short, but that's okay. We'll just pull it over and make it even in the middle. I kind of want to glue this just in the middle of this. Okay, so I know where the other things, so I'm just going to glue strip. One strip of glue down all the way across. Make sure I got some on there. And then it's going to be the middle, but I'm going to make sure both ends have equal amount out, especially when I go like this. And that lined up nicely. Okay, and I only did the middle so I can tuck something in the top or the bottom. Now we got to figure out what other one we want. Where's all my strips? Alright, where's the rose? Rose is down here. So I might as well put the rose on the top. And I'm going to just do the middle on this one too. This needs frayed. Want the fray look, don't worry about it, just cut it straight. Okay, so this is gonna go like this. Now up here you gotta think about the top. You don't want the fray, unless you want the fray sticking up a little bit, that's fine. Okay, so the top and the sides. And hopefully I cut this good again. I want to cover this up, this corner. So I'm going to make sure it's longer. this down again to hold it. Come over here. Cut it straight up. And then fray this. Oh, you know what, beautiful beings? I forgot to punch a hole again. So I'm glad I didn't glue that down. But now I got this where I want it, so yeah. Don't forget about your holes. Alright, so got that where I want it. Like that. So I'm just gonna put some glue right in the middle. Again. And then we're gonna do our holes. Just in the middle of the fabric. So I got it right where we want it. Oh, we could have done the top. That's right. I want to do my holes before I forget completely. I'm gonna push this out, see where it ends up on the sides. Gotta sit down and look. Oh, you can see that. You can see through this on this side. Crap, I forgot to paint it. I didn't think you could see it. But you can see the cereal box. So now what? Well, let's do the hole. Let's do the holes, and then I can paint that. Because you can see it. When I put it up to it, it didn't do it, but now that it's getting glued down, you can see through it, so I'm gonna have to paint that. But aren't you glad that I do this so you cannot make the mistakes I do? I'm trying to get this hole. There's the hole. So I'm gonna put this down on the hole. The fabric keeps flipping over. I'm gonna punch the hole. I'll probably have to do it twice. Nope, I don't have to. So I'm just gonna snip that piece that's up. And then, where's the hole over here? Oh, it's right there. But I want it through the fabric. What am I doing? Oh, I'm punching the fabric out. So it's easier to punch. One piece of fabric. I'm getting ahead of myself, beautiful beings. I really am. Because now I'm worried about the glue. I gotta glue that. The paint. I'm all frustrated. Okay. We gotta paint this. So I'm just gonna take that off. I'm sure I can paint around that. But that's really sticking out. See, it's not really sticking out on this fabric, it's just that white fabric. But I might as well do the whole thing just in case. And I don't have no more white paint because I used it all. So let me look, see what I got. Okay, beautiful beings, we're gonna see what this looks like. Remember, I got this from Joann's. It's Maddie Top Notch. We're gonna try it out. Just gonna put some there, especially there. There and some down here, and we're just going to smear it, and that should cover it because it's nice and thick. It's not watered down, and it doesn't matter if I get a little paint on the fabric because it's going to be, well, this fabric it does, but the other fabric on the ends is not going to show. It's nice thick paint. Maybe we'd try it out on here. See what we thought. I have white paint, but it's good white paint. I have to get more just white, regular, the big bottle of acrylic paint, because I used all my little ones up, which I'm glad, because I had to add water because they're so old. See, that's going to cover it nicely. And I think I put too much paint down. But at least you can see the color. It's really pretty. And it was, what was the name of it? Probably pink. Blush Mauve. That's the name of it, from Joann's. Blush Mauve. You see my video on the Joann's haul. I got them for 50 cents. They were five for $1. They were 10. You get 10 for $5, beautiful beings. And I got them because I wanted to, you know, try them out. And this is mauve. I didn't have mauve. And I tried to get the colors I didn't have, and then colors that I used a lot. Yeah, this is gonna work. I don't know if I got it too thick up there. It's drying already, which is nice. I just got way too much paint. I squirted too much out. It's nice and thick. It's nice and thick paint. We don't want it on that outside of that. But we do want some underneath, just in case. So at least you got to see the paint color and how the thickness is. Nice. Joann's paint brand. It's Joann's paint brand. Let me look at it when I'm done here. Yeah, I usually buy the big bottle, but I used that all up too, and had to add water because I use a lot of white paint on my journal covers to cover up the cereal box. But yeah, and then I'm just adding another layer here, another words, and I think that's going to dry nicely. Trying to get some more of this blue because I don't know if it'll show up. I did check, I just didn't check the white one, I guess. There, and that's going to cover it perfectly. And it is a pretty mauve color. Made in USA for Joann Fabrics. Yep, it's made just for Joann's in Kentucky. Blush Mauve. Okay, when this is dry, I'll be back. Okay. The paint is dried nicely. I'm going to put this under this a little bit. But I want to make sure this is, that it's going to cut the roses off. So we have to push this up a little bit. Might as well glue this piece first so we don't cut the roses off, and we can put them down over like that. Okay, so I'm going to flip that up. And I already cut all the pieces so they're even because I couldn't really see. So I'm going to put some glue on this fabric so it's right over it, down here, up to the fray, so my fray don't get glued down, and then just over here. I'm going to just put glue all the way down now. I put the glue quite thick, that's why I did it with my finger, because if I wouldn't have, there would have been lumps from the glue. I need something there too, beautiful beings. So we're going to tuck that down in. And I can't see both sides. This one's a little shorter, so I'm going to try to stretch it. I don't know if it'll work, but we're going to try it. And stretch it out some more by doing this. That's all the way to that corner now. So now I get some more leverage. And it's stretching. that's good. And these, I want to do a video on these. The wire, I tell you to save off the wired ribbon. I was making hearts with the beads, trying to use up those small beads. But yeah, I wanted to do a video on them. I was just making hearts, and then you can stick them wherever you want. I thought they were cute. I was just playing, but I want to do a video on that too. Okay, back to this. And I think that's good. What do you think, beautiful beings? Do you like? I think it'll look better after I sew here. This one's up too far. It's not even down far enough. But first time try, I think it looks pretty good. I really don't want to bend it right now until it dries. But I do want to sew it, and I can't sew it until, you know, it dries. But I think it looks nice. So we're going to let that dry, and then I'm going to sew just around the edges. And then I think it wouldn't look bad just sewed through here if it was more even. This isn't very even, so hopefully when I do the next one, seeing I already showed you, I'll do it off camera so I know it's completely even, and then we'll sew along this part, these parts, connect them, and I think it'll look better because I know these aren't even. I just know it. This one's way up. I don't even know if they're even on this side. I think this side's pretty even, maybe. I don't know. This could have come down more here, see? It might look wonky if I sew it. Alright, I'll let this dry, then I'll sew it. Time to put our eyes in our journal cover. But first, we have to do this before I forget. Trying to find the hole. There's fray. Goes right there. You can see. No. Goes right there. Line it up. Punch. And with this one, we gotta pull it back out. Because it sticks. It likes to stick. And then that just needs trimmed. Just a little bit. Like that. And do the other side. Let's see the hole on this side. Right there. And then we'll just snip that off. And there are our holes. Now we're going to make sure we get the front. Is that the front? I don't remember now, beautiful beings. I think this was the front. It feels like it. It feels like it. So we're going to put our eyes in with our We Are Memory Keepers. See, these look way better. They just look way better than those tiny ones. If you've seen my other videos, those tiny ones are cheap, but it doesn't matter. We can still use them. We can use them in small stuff, not journals, because it's kind of a pain. They're smaller, so it's kind of a pain to get the lace and ribbon through. Anyway, journal. There we go. I'll make sure this is going right side up. Where's the birds in here? Okay. I chose this. It's like, I don't know, silk kinda, but mesh kinda. Then it's got the stitched on the edge. I don't know what this is called. It's ribbon, but I don't know if there's a certain name for it or not. So if anybody knows, please put it in the comments. Okay, I need enough to tie a knot here on this side and come out the other side and to tie it around. So I'm going to cut this like right there. And hopefully that's enough, because I'm going to cut another one. I think I got this from either Etsy or AliExpress. But you get a lot, and I really don't know how much I paid for it. See, you get a lot, beautiful beings. It's like 4 or 5 yards, I think. I'm going to do the same thing, same amount. Let's get this out of the way. And then I need a lighter. There's the wire. Oh, it's a plastic wire. Wow. It's the first time I've seen that. That's the first time I've seen that, beautiful beings. There's one side I didn't get the wire out. Or the plastic. Whatever. I've never seen plastic wire before. It's plastic. It's white plastic. Okay, that was different. And then this is not straight. I don't care. I just want to make sure I don't overheat this. I just want to heat it enough so it does not come apart. And I keep getting it too much. I have to cut that off. There. I don't think that'll look too bad. If it does, I don't know. Maybe I should just cut it now. Getting all these bits all over my... Alright, we gotta do this perfect this time. Just enough to melt it so it don't unravel. Alright, got it. Now we're gonna do this one. So we're gonna put this through here. I'm just gonna gather it together to go through the hole. So I can pull it. And I'm going to pull it up just a little bit to make a knot, but I'm not going to tie it down. Right. See my knot? And I'm going to pull this out. And there we go. There's our knot. Now we're going to do this one. Even, pull it up a little bit, tie a knot, pull this out, and there we go. There's our journal, beautiful beings. I think that looks nice on there. I've been waiting for an opportunity to use it. If you want, you can even trim this down because that's like sticking out. And then, you know, quickly, so it doesn't fray. Or you can keep it this way, whichever look you like, smaller or longer. Okay, there's our journal. I forgot to sew around it, beautiful beings, but I think it looks good the way it is. So the next one I make with this material, I'll sew around it. You learned how to do this, and I hope you give it a go. Okay, beautiful beings, I told you I'm not good with bows. Okay, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful everything.